Elisa Drone Racing League, brought to you from the heart capital of Finland, Helsinki. My name is Jay Parrott and I'll be one of your commentators this evening. Joining with me is the genius that is Pekka. How are you today, Pekka?
I'm fine today. Actually, I'm expecting this a lot. This has been half a year ago when we last time had this Elisa Drone Racing League event in Finland. So it's good to be back.
That is very true. So we're actually going to be kicking off today with our first match of the season. Just a little bit of information with regards to obviously where we are today in Helsinki. We're actually in Kattilahalli. It's the venue for today's racing. A little bit of information for those that don't know with regards to Kattilahalli. It's actually an old steam power plant in the heart of Helsinki. And it's actually around about 1909 when this place was actually built. And it was one of the first energy production areas in Helsinki. Now, with regards to this area, what kind of expectations can we expect, Pekka, with the racing in the arena today? Because it's around about 1,000 meters square, is my understanding here.
Yes, it's quite a small place to have a drone racing event like this. It's quite tight quarters, and I'm hoping that our pilots are up to the task of today's daunting track.
It does look a bit of an interesting track, but one thing I do love, though, about the location we're at today is that Kattilahalli is actually one of the most notable construction projects from the 1900s of Helsinki. So for me, being someone that's actually not finished and being in a location like this, it just seems like a perfect way to start the season of 2017. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, that is true. That is very true. We ended last year's season in a high note in skiing hall, and tonight we're going to have this warm place to warm our hearts and souls for drone racing.
And yes, I mean, going with obviously the warmth as well, it is actually a beautiful day here in Helsinki. Now, with regards to the track, obviously you mentioned earlier that it can be a bit of a obstacle today. I mean, if you could just give us a little outline of what the hell racers can expect on the track today.
Yes, our track today is it's about 30 by 30 meters in area, and here you can see the track outline. This is the starting section of the track. This is one of the trickiest parts because you get a lot of speed coming back to this corner. Here's a gate that you have to hit, or actually not hit, and get through it. Then there's the slowest section of this track, this S curve. Then we have this nice platform to go over. Then the back section. Back section has basically a long straight, and after that we'll get to the end of this back section. Then you have to take a tight left corner and go over this platform again, and then before the finish you have this nice little tight hole to squeeze through, and as you can see, the area here isn't that big, and then you come back to the finish line with great speeds. Today's fastest lap has been less than 9 seconds, so you can think about the speeds we're heading tonight.
Exactly. I mean, just thinking about going around that track in 9 seconds is making me feel dizzy already. And my understanding is that our pilots themselves, they're actually going to be wearing these like goggles. So it's basically like they are the drone themselves. Like how would that like basically not interfere even, but how would that basically like give the construction of the racing itself, like the fact that they feel like they are the driver themselves, the pilot themselves?
Yeah, it's basically so that those drones have a video camera and a video transmitter, and there you can see some of those goggles that the guys are using.
With a nice bit of pizza as well.
Yeah, pizza. That's just for your pleasure. And there you can see the camera that's sending the signal to your goggles that you look from inside of the quadricopter, and then you use your radio controller, a normal RC controller, to pilot through the track. And that's basically it, even though it's not that easy when you are trying to figure out a way to get less than 9 seconds per lap.
Yeah, no, I can totally understand that. And our pilots, like, for those who obviously are listening to us today on our live stream, just a little bit of information on what basically happened before we came live to you guys today. We actually originally started out with 20 pilots going through some time trials. Unfortunately, 4 of those were eliminated. So that now means we're down to 16 pilots. And just a little run through of what you can expect to see and hear today from Kattilahalli in Helsinki. It's going to work a little bit like this. So we'll have the first heat, the 2 best people to finish.
Yeah.
I believe it's 6 laps, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 6 laps per heat tonight. So from those 6 laps, the best 2 are gonna go forward to the semifinals from the quarterfinals. And if there happens to be many crashes, I mean, if no one finishes, then we will have a re-race of this particular heat. And if all but 1 crashes, then the spot for the second semi-final goer goes according to the time trials that we had previously today.
Okay, and my understanding as well is that during the time that we are live streaming, we're also going to be able to have a little bit of a chat and interview with some of the pilots today.
Yes.
And for example, like we can see, Heat 1 is about to start very shortly.
Yes.
And just so you can see what you're going to be looking at on your screens at home in Heat 1, we're going to have Gespa will be our pilot number 1. Kras FPV will be our pilot number 2. Ihetia will be our pilot number 3, and Dudlik will be our pilot number 4.
Yes, that is
and
true.
just been given a little bit of information that our pilots are now ready to rock and roll. So I hope you're as excited as I am there at home for the first heat of the 2017 Elisa Drone Racing League from Helsinki, Finland.
Yes, and you can see the pilots here. We have a couple of guys from Finland, 1 guy from Russia, and Ehiteä from Estonia. You might want to see Ehiteä and Dudlik battle it out. They have been duking it out previously today, and let's see how the other guys go on. Gesper has been really fast also, so this one will be quite a nice start for today. Actually, Gesper won the time trials today.
So no pressure for the other racers then.
Yeah, that's true. They are gonna do their best to be as fast as possible.
With as little crashes as possible, hopefully. Now, a quick question, actually, so we can see very quickly some of the pilots with the goggles currently on at the moment, prepping themselves for the race.
Yes.
Now, obviously, we have where the drones have to go obviously up and down throughout the course. That must make it even trickier for them.
Yeah, you have to be cautious of the height that you're flying in, and if you are too high, then you are gonna miss the gates or the flags and turns. Basically, tonight's track is constructed in a way that we have some obstacles that are higher than the others. And then there are corners that have flags. You have to fly between the flags and, of course, between the gates as well.
Okay, so I believe we're now into the last couple of seconds before the first race does commence. You can see the pilots.
All right, the pilots are getting ready, so we have less than 10 seconds to go.
And we can see they're already set up on their corresponding pillars, ready for the race to commence. And like I said, this is Heat 1.
Yeah, and Let's try to.
We are ready to go.
Okay, we're ready.
Race director has given the
Quarterfinals.
okay to go.
Heat number 1, Jesper Trust FPV Elisa Drone. Shuttles down, thumbs up.
Okay, we got the thumb going.
Arming your quads. On top.
And there they go, they're set up ready.
Yes, they are arming their quads. That means that they are ready to lift
And
off.
they're off.
And there they go. The guys are really, really fast. Let's see after the first round who is our leader of the pack. Dudlik, Gaspar, Crashes PV.
And also we can see as well with the course that with the speeds they're going at, it may look simple to a novice like me, but this takes extreme skill and practice to be able to do these maneuvers.
And even though the track isn't that big, it's really easy to get lost. If you miss a turn, then you have to go back and redo the corner or the flags or the gates. And that's why we have Crash FPV that has crashed.
Oh no, so one pilot down.
Yes, and actually Heitaja is on his 3rd lap as Dudlik and Gaspar are on their 5th lap. Actually, Dudlik just finished his 5th and he's on the final lap. Let's see how he does. He has been a fast pilot. He can maneuver this nicely, and Dudlik won.
Okay,
So his fastest lap was 10.9 seconds. Pretty nice. Gaspar is the 2nd one. So we have Dudlik and Gaspar that are going forward.
Okay, so they'll be going into the next semi-final.
Yes, that is true.
Obviously, we're not going to be seeing that just yet. We're going to obviously see the rest of the pilots go through the first heat.
Yes. So
as we can just notice just there, unfortunately, Crash did crash.
Yeah.
So
Nomen ist Omen.
exactly, and it must be quite frustrating. Like, I mean, Pekka, from my understanding, is you also have a little bit of a background in the racing there.
Yeah, I have to go to the interview wall, and let's see if Dudlik is waiting for me there.
Okay, perfect. So while we are just waiting for Pekka to go across to interview one of our racers there, as we were saying earlier, with the speed that these drones are going at and the tight corners, the high ridges, the lows, it is quite easy, as skilled and as practiced you are, to crash. And of course it's not a great feeling, but unfortunately these things do happen. We're actually currently getting set up at the moment for our 2nd part of the first heat. And we're just currently waiting for Pekka to get one of our racers, so you can get a little bit of information from the racer themselves, exactly like how it feels to be part of the major drone racing league in Finland. And you know, it's great to obviously to be here today. And okay, I believe that they are now ready to start the interview, so I will pass you over to Pekka for our first interview of the day.
All right, I have here Dudlik, who won the first heat. He has been really fast tonight. How was the race?
Race was really easy because Gaspar, who I think faster than me, takes this tactic. His 2nd place is good enough to go to the next round, and I'm flying 1st, but at least it's like shaking always. I have no idea how fix it in the future.
All right, so our Dudlik is actually from Russia.
Actually from Russia, but last 5 years I living in Finland.
All right, so you're basically half Finnish and half Russian nowadays, and you have been flying for how long?
1 year, not more.
Not more, and now he's winning.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you later.
Yeah. Thank you.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the first person through to the semi-final of today's races. And as we are waiting for the next 4 pilots to set themselves up with their drones and goggles, because these things, you know, we have to make sure that everything is running perfectly, because the last thing you want is to have a glitch on your goggles or on your drone to obviously make the race ineffective for you, because one little minor error, one little glitch, and unfortunately you may be out, which is not something that any of our pilots want. So very quickly though, Pekka, whilst we are waiting for the second round to gear themselves up and the pilots get ready, I understand you have a little bit of knowledge yourself and a little bit of background in drone racing itself as well.
Yeah, you could say that. As we can see actually on the screen, there are the results of the first heat. Dudlik and Gaspar goes further. Gaspar had the faster lap, I remember. But anyways, yes, I have some history in drone racing, and that's why I'm commentating here, because I'm not fast enough anymore. So it's easier for me to speak and not fly, even though I fly recreationally nowadays. I've been doing radio-controlled models for 20 years, so these drones or multicopters or quadcopters, whatever you want to call them, have been a part of my hobby for the last 5 years or so.
Okay, and I mean, obviously that is why we have you with all your knowledge with us today, Pekka. And a quick question though, which I don't think we covered earlier. What's the the speed that these can go up to?
Today we could calculate the speed that they're going. The fastest they probably are going tonight is about 80 kilometers per hour. That means that's really fast inside, but outside you can purchase or build a drone that flies up to 200 kilometers per hour. So they are really fast.
Okay, and I can see that our pilots are now pretty much prepped and ready. The drones are currently in their correct pods.
On the first position or the place is GSFPV, then second is Juhisi, third Jonekoi, fourth Nule, and they are off. Let's see, it's such a small space that it's really hard to see who's the fastest. Now GSFPV is leading the pack.
Oh, and we're down. Oh.
Yeah, Jonekoi goes down.
But can he bring it back? He's brought it back nicely though. Oh, no, down again.
Lost his video feed for a second. That's always a bad thing. You are flying just based on your video feed. You can see the GSFPV flying really fast. He's on the top left corner on the screen currently. I would watch out for him. He clicked the gate a bit, but they collided with Jonekoi. All right, they have a duel going on. Let's see who passes. All right.
Oh, we're down for the...
Juhisi is trying to
gain down.
He's trying to gain a bit. And GSFPV is taking it nice and easy. As we can see, he's really concentrated. And he's on his final lap. As we can see, the fifth lap is off, and then there he went. Cheese to the victory. 10.3 seconds was the fastest lap of Nule, actually. So Nule won, GSFPV second.
Nice one. And next one we have heat number 3.
Okay, so just while we are getting set up for heat number 3, Becca's going to go now over and have a little discussion over with our commentating side, an interviewing section, and speak to another pilot, and just basically get another feel of how they feel it went. Now, with regards to obviously the racing that we're seeing today, like as you can see already, in my opinion, you've got to have nerves of steel, and as we saw earlier as well from the last interview, I don't think nothing can compare you quite to the intensity of this that we are seeing today here. I believe that Pekka may be ready. Okay, we're just waiting for obviously the pilot to find himself to our interview room. Okay. Now, with obviously regards to the drones that we're seeing today,
Well, these things happen. I went to the interview wall, but the guys want to concentrate on their semifinals. I can understand that fully.
yeah,
But
I totally respect that.
Yeah.
But it's actually a good thing that you're actually back with me, Pep, because I was just thinking to myself while you were going over there. I mean, with regards to this obviously drone racing that we're seeing today, what is the sort of like, how does the racing drone differ from like a normal drone?
you mean from the ones that you use to video film and do stuff like that?
Yeah, so like the racing drones we're seeing today, how does that sort of differ from an unusual drone that you might sort of casually go out and play with?
Yeah, and you could buy it from the store. Well,
Yeah.
these are custom built to last, and the thing is that the guys, every single pilot here, has done their own drone, and they know each part of the thing, and they can fix it in like an instant.
Okay.
So that's a bit different from the store-bought drones. Those have to be sent out to get fixed.
Okay. And very quickly, we can see the Heat 2 results.
Yeah.
If you just want to take us through a little bit of how the Heat 2 there went.
Well, it was a duel between Nula and Cheese FPV. In the previous EDRL, Cheese FPV was really fast, but I remember him crashing quite a few times because of some technical glitches. But that's something that's expected. So.
And when you say obviously the technical difficulties, and when you said earlier about the store-bought ones, I mean, can you actually go to a buyer-ready built one and then sort of edit it yourself, or do you sort of have to like build it yourself?
Yeah, basically all these drones have been built from parts. The guys buy the frames, motors and controllers and the electronics, and then they solder them together. And all right, we're
So I believe we're on for our next race.
next one.
And as we can see, they're set up and they're off.
All right. Jan Air was leading. For the first get, they are all flying extremely well.
So just a quick heads up for those who aren't aware of who's actually racing at the moment in this heat. We've got Yanni on as pilot number 1. We've got MV as pilot number 2. Random as pilot number 3.
And Sat FPV, the 4th pilot.
Okay.
And actually, oh man, that must have hurt. Random collided.
Oh no. So how we looking so far, Pekka, with regards to the remaining 3 in terms of lead?
In terms of lead, well, they are really neck and neck. I'm not gonna tell you who's gonna win because I can't tell you until we have finished the race. This
Exactly.
is the 5th final lap. All right. So the guys have really tight, different, less than half a second each. All right.
Oh,
Big crash.
and I don't know if you just saw that, guys, but one of the drones actually came through the netting, so it just shows that you're not safe anywhere with these drones.
Yeah, that's why we have the nets. They usually stop.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes something can happen. And that's part of the game. Even though we are really doing everything to have a safe event here and trying our best.
So, as we can see, obviously we've seen a couple of crashes now. One actually came through our massive netting. Not 100% sure of how that happened, but hey, things do happen. Now we can see obviously that with regards to these drones, they are going at some speed, and also there's obstacles as well. So it's a bit of like knowing when to use the acceleration of the drones to go the speed and distance, probably on the back leg that we walked through earlier with, and obviously then to steadily slow down a bit. But obviously you don't want to slow down too much, because if you do that, you're not going to win the race. And that's obviously something that all of our pilots want to do. They want to be able to get past the heats, to go to the quarterfinals, to the semifinals, and then obviously to to obviously win the thing. That's why they're here today. And I believe that Pekka is currently getting set up with one of our races, and I believe he's now ready. So over to you, Pekka, with a little bit of an introduction.
All right, I have Janne E here with me. He won the race.
It was quite tough in the beginning, but then I think one of them crashed, and then it was kind of, I tried to just finish the race after that.
Yeah, I saw you overtaking a couple of guys. Actually, you have a smaller quad. Is that a 4-inch quad?
This is actually 3.5-inch quad, and the rest of the quad in the heat were 3-inch, I think. This is a bit agile, but it doesn't have as much top speed.
Yeah, and tonight we don't need that much top speed. And I can see that the ones who are flying, the smaller ones are gonna probably finish this time.
I think the fastest ones are flying 5-inch quads, Gaspar and guys.
All right, we'll have to see who's gonna win, the 3-inch guys or the 5-inch guys. Best of luck for Janne.
Thank you.
So a massive round of applause there to Yanni, who did win that heat. We're going to be going on to our 4th heat very shortly, which is going to consist of the final 4 racers. That's going to be Pilot 1 will be Bo, Pilot 2 will be Rekka FPV, Pilot 3 will be Chris, and Pilot 4 will be Antti. And I do believe we can do a little bit of a welcome back to Pekka here at the commentating stand.
Yeah.
Now, Pekka, you just obviously had the conversation there with Janne, who won the last heat, and you were talking about the different sort of sizes of the quad. Why is that important?
Well, the smaller quads are easier to maneuver in small spaces, and the larger ones, they have more power, so they are basically faster. But that is something we have to see later on who will win. The heat number 4, we have Bor, he is from Russia. Then we have Rekka FPV from Finland, Chris from Estonia, and Antti from Helsinki, Finland.
Well, hey. But with regards, obviously, you're saying about the difference in the sizes of the quads. I mean, we can see on the track we've got today that it's not necessarily all about speed, not necessarily all about power or maneuver. It's a bit of everything, really.
Yes, that is true, and the guys here tonight have been flying wonderfully. I'm waiting for the Estonians to kick Finnish butts because they usually have a better weather to fly in. We fly outside most of the year, and the Finnish weather, you know, it's not that great always.
You're telling me that we don't have amazing weather every day in this city of ours?
No, unfortunately not. But we are getting ready for the next hit. This is like really fast-paced sport, as you can see. The guys are getting ready. Some small technical problems.
Which is something you're always going to expect, especially when you're doing something live.
Yeah, and this sport is about technology, new technology, and sometimes that's not the most efficient thing to have around when you're trying to fly as fast as possible.
That is very true. And I believe, obviously, by being inside in this race, and as you said earlier, usually they're flown outside. Does it make it that much difficult to fly inside as opposed to out?
Yes, it is. It is a lot harder to fly inside because you have space limitations. All right, let's see.
Pilots ready.
Pilots are getting ready.
Arm your quads.
So we're just setting up.
They are arming their quads. That means that they are getting ready to go. All right.
A little bit of a late reaction there.
Or went through the first gate fastest. They are all so neck and neck because this is so close to quarters. Nice to see some fight action on this hit.
It's just amazing to see just the way these pilots are maneuvering around this course. I mean, it's something that as we spoke earlier, takes so much like concentration.
Yeah.
And because like they are in a way the drone because of the goggles they're wearing.
Yes, you can see Wrecker's FPV video feed. Someone overtook him actually there. It was probably Antti, yeah. Or the Finnish guys are really going at it. And yeah, it takes a lot of concentration to do this. And the guys don't always want to be interviewed because of that. They want to concentrate on their mission to finish. And you know, this is a fast-paced sport, and you need to concentrate. Always.
So I can see that one of our pilots did go down.
Yes, that was Chris from Estonia, unfortunately. Wrecker
FPV, the first
Wrecker
place is on.
FPV,
We have the second
and
and
then
the fourth on the third, and the other round is within 1 second. It's we have less than 1 second difference for everyone.
That was the tightest one. So we have Wrecker FPV Antti going forward, and I hope we have Wrecker FPV coming to the interview station. I'll be heading there.
Okay, and as we heard the gentleman with the mighty voice earlier, he's actually basically saying, if you didn't hear that from your stream, that there was like round about the 1 second difference of the two finalists, and it just shows as well that this was probably the closest heat we did have. That, you know, 1 second is basically it could be the decision of whether you're going through or not, and that kind of pressure is quite a bit of a daunting experience. Now, we're going to actually be having, because we have now gone through the 4 heats, we've obviously found out who has qualified and unfortunately who is out. Before we do also go on to the semi-finals, we're going to be having about a 10-minute break there, of which we're ready with Pekka.
With me, the winner of the last heat. He told me that his hands are a bit shaky. How was it feeling while you're flying?
I'm so nervous. This is toughest competition where I've been. So let's see.
Yeah, all right. I hope you the best of luck, and try to calm your nerves down. Take some water and sit down.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
All right, see you.
Okay, so that was our final interview of the heats. And as I said a minute ago, we're going to have like a 10-minute break then before we do go on to the semi-finals, which is going to be, I can imagine, more intensified than the heats we just saw. So just to give a little bit of an overview of what the situation is now. So as we went through each heat, we did see 2 qualify, and unfortunately 2 not. Which means now we are down to 8 pilots left. And if you wouldn't mind, Pekka, if you can just give us, again, the information of who has gone through. Okay.
Well, we will see in a while. We're getting set up for the next heat. I'm getting the names here. Cheese FPV, Janne E, Antti, and Dudlik. So looks like to be a fast one. So
First final, second final.
So the first final is Cheese FPV, Janne E, Antti, and Dudlik. And the second semi is Gespar, Sat FPV, Wrecker, and Nule. So as you saw on the quarterfinals, that these guys can really fly fast. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And that's why I'm here commentating and not flying, because I couldn't handle my nerves.
I totally understand. And when you were going over to interview there, I was just saying about the fact of like the speed and the pressure these guys are under. But hey, I'm happy to have you here with me, Pekka. So I'm more than happy to have you next to myself. Now, we were talking obviously about like the speed and things like that. Who would you say, like looking at the heats we've had, that our fastest racer has been so far? Someone that maybe the other pilots need to keep an eye out for?
Oh, well,
the guys have their tactics. Dudlik told me that he had to fly as fast as he could, and Gaspar, he didn't fly that fast because he knew that the second place finish is needed, and that gets you to the semifinals. So don't know. I'm pretty sure that whoever wins tonight is probably either the luckiest or the fastest, because you need luck sometimes to finish.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously you could be the fastest, but then that last second before you go maybe on your last lap, you could crash.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, like, whether you're the fastest for the 5 laps, if you crash on the last one...
Yeah, game over.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's best to just follow the leader and see what he does. Actually, some of the guys do that during the semifinals and quarterfinals. They don't want to go to the first spot because of the pressure you get from placing first. And I can totally understand that. There you can see Antti actually. He has a couple of quads there, and there are his goggles. Our guy from Helsinki.
And I've just been informed as well that we are a little bit ahead of schedule.
Yeah, nobody anticipated the guys to be so fast.
Exactly. I mean, a quick question. We can see the guys at the moment in the back area, obviously maintaining their drones. I mean, with obviously the fact that you've got some experience in this as well, Pekka, like, what kind of time does get consumed by these drivers with this? Like, I mean, like, to build it, to practice, it must take so much time and dedication.
Yes, well, basically all the pilots that we have tonight here are flying almost daily. So it takes a lot of practice. And the maintenance of this, well, it is sometimes time-consuming if you crash and burn. That means that you have to build the whole quad. But from start to finish, you can build a quad in like less than 8 hours, like a working day. And if you're really fast, you can do it in 4 hours, but that means that you have to be really careful and
hope you don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, you can't do any mistakes. And the basic construction is that those quads, or the multicopters, they have carbon fiber frames that have 4 electric motors that are controlled with an electric speed controller that controls the speed of the motors, and then those are controlled via a flight controller that is the brain of the thing that keeps it stable, even though the guys don't use any auto level things as you can get on those drones that you can buy from the store. They are like, when you leave your hands or take your hands off the controls, they auto stabilize. These don't. These just go to the direction they were going at. And that's why the pilots have to have really, really fast fingers, and they have to have good dexterity.
Okay. And if you did miss us earlier, when we did announce these semi-finalists, it's currently showing on your stream right now. And as you can see, once again, we're going to be having 2 heats of these semi-finals, which I believe in heat 1 we're going to have the bottom 4. As you can see, it's Cheese, FPV, Jani, Antti, and Dudlik. And then in the second heat of the semi-finals is going to be Gaspar, Sat FPV, Raka FPV, and Neural.
Yes.
Now, we were talking about, obviously, the fact that these guys can crash at, like, any time in that. Would you say that people that do sort of, like, race drones competitively like this, obviously practicing and things like that, they must go through quite a few crashes, so there must be quite a lot of repair and cost involved?
Well, nowadays when everything is so cheap, you can get everything you want from online stores. Those quads or drones cost about 300 euros to 400 euros without the batteries and the transmitters. And the whole cost of starting this hobby is around 1,000 euros.
Okay, so not something you want to be crashing every day then?
Well, when you crash, you basically bent a prop, so you don't break the whole thing. So it's not that expensive, even though when you're starting out, you have to buy a lot of things. The goggles are one of the most costliest items, and as you progress, you want to have a good set of goggles.
No, that's understandably. And we obviously are able to bring you this live stream through the year of 2017. Obviously the first one being here in Helsinki, but obviously this wouldn't be able to be done without obviously our sponsors today. Now,
Yes,
I believe we have two sponsors, Pekka.
Yeah, the main sponsor, Elisa, and then we have SC5.
Okay, and just for those obviously that maybe have not heard of these two sponsors, like who are they? And
Well, Elisa is one of the biggest teleoperators in Finland and in Northern Europe, and SC5 is a company that makes software. And actually, we have one pilot from SC5, Antti, who is actually on the next heat that is coming up on the third seat. And let's see what he can do. He has been flying for a couple of years now.
So there's no pressure for him added then, the fact that he's racing for obviously Finland and
for his company. I hope he doesn't get fired if he crashes.
Okay, we're just obviously looking at the moment at the... Okay, so we've just actually been informed that due to the fact we did obviously say earlier, we're that slight little bit of ahead of schedule. So we're actually going to have the losers final as well.
Kind of a lucky losers round.
Yeah, and I think that's quite a nice thing to do. You know, it's like, okay, unfortunately you didn't make it through, but hey.
Yeah, here's a consolidation prize for you.
Exactly.
You can fly one more time.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice thing to do. Whether we're ahead of time or not, I still think it's a moderate thing to do
That's
for the pilots.
That is pretty...
Because like we said earlier, they put a lot of time and effort into prepping themselves, and then I suppose they must get a nice kind of adrenaline from racing.
Yes, I agree. The pilots are here to fly, and if you can't fly, then why are you here?
Exactly. Maybe for that bit of pizza we saw earlier.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm here for the food.
So that's the real reason you don't race anymore.
Yeah,
because you just want to be able to eat the food behind the scenes instead of racing.
Of course, that's what I do.
Doesn't sound like a bad job to me.
Yeah, well, you have to get something in your stomach.
So, I mean, a little bit why we obviously are having a little bit of break and maintenance done by the racers. Obviously, we introduced ourselves earlier. My name is obviously Jay Parrott, and I'm obviously commentating today. A little bit background information about myself. I have hosted a couple of other events as well across the current city of Helsinki. As you can probably tell by the way that I'm speaking, I am not Finnish. I'm actually from England, and I've come to this beautiful country we are in at the moment around about 4 years ago. And then obviously my amazing genius drone commentator is obviously Pekka that I introduced earlier. And if you could just give us a little bit more information about yourself and maybe like
how deep do you want to go?
Well, like sort of what got you into the drone racing?
Yeah, well, I started when I was about 9. Well, I didn't start drone racing when I was 9. I started like model airplanes when I was 9 years old. And the first radio-controlled plane that I built was when I was 12 years old, and I'm like now turning 30, so you can calculate how long I've been doing this thing. So the hobby has changed a lot, and that's why I'm enjoying the ride, and this is a sport that you can enjoy.
Okay, and just for those obviously are seeing the stream at the moment, pilots that are getting set up, just to keep you obviously in the loop, we're getting set up for the semi-final one. You can see on screen who's participating in that. Obviously, we've said it a couple of times now, so there's no real need to obviously say it a third time, even though 3 times is a charm. But I mean, looking at how they previously raced, we can see that obviously Antti was, which is obviously our point number 3, he had quite an exhilarating race last time.
Yes.
Yanni was very fast as well.
Yes,
so this seems to... Okay, we got the go-ahead.
Pilots are ready.
Arm your quads.
They are getting ready to arm their quads. We're gonna get that.
I must admit, I do love that term, arm your quads.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe he wasn't armed enough.
He wasn't. Oh well, he got up.
Yeah.
These are really durable, these quads, and then the stakes are really high now because you have to fly fast to get through the finals. As we can see, Dudlik is hammering it. He is going at it.
So just so we're understanding, this is the same amount of laps as the quarterfinal?
Yes, 6 laps.
So it's another 6 laps. We got a little spinning vibration there. Don't know about you guys at home, but that made me a little bit dizzy.
Yeah, Dudlik has crashed. Can he continue? Oh man.
Yanni's gone down as well.
Oh my word. The guys who were in the lead are like dropping like leaves.
Okay.
Cheese FPV.
Is Cheese in the lead at the moment,
Yes,
Pekka?
and then Antti FPV is still flying. So, guys, take it easy. Take it easy. You are in the finals. So if you don't crash, Cheese FPV and Antti are going through if they can just finish. And it seems like they are finishing quite nicely. That was it.
There we go. So
Congratulations to Cheese FPV and Antti. They are the first ones to hit the finals. I never would have guessed that Antti and Cheese FPV are going forward.
And I believe that obviously Antti, and like I said earlier, is from Finland, and Cheese FPV.
Yes, I'm expecting Cheese to be in the interview section.
Yeah, I believe you're going to be actually interview maybe both of them.
Yeah, Antti and Cheese, could you please join me to the interview section?
Okay, so just while Pekka is going over to do the interview at our wall with our 2 pilots. Now, as we can see, that was an amazingly close race there. Unfortunately, it wasn't to do with the 2 that didn't qualify, the fact they were too slow, nothing to do with that. Unfortunately, they did crash, which gave the advantage to Antti and to Cheese to obviously finish their race there. And as we obviously, Pekka made the joke as well, the fact of they were still racing their best, even though they kind of maybe knew they were through, because what's the point of basically just lowering your standards because you know you're free? You might as well finish full throttle. And that's amazing to see from our pilots today that they are putting all the effort in. And I believe we're going over to Pekka now to interview our 2 first finalists.
We have Antti from Helsinki, Finland here with me. He was the second one to get through to the finals. How was the second heat kind of for you?
Well, slow and steady always wins the race. After that, we're going to have a loser final. I think just 2 of us came to the finish line, so that was kind of an easy way to get to the finals. But yeah, this is this drone racing.
Was that part of your plan tonight to be the slowpoke?
Yeah, basically my plan was just to get to the 16, to the semifinals, and now I'm at the final, so everything goes fine. I've only broken 1 quad tonight, so...
So you have multiple of quads.
I have 2 of them, so this is the last one.
Let's hope that's enough. Well, you have only 1 race to finish, so I hope the best for you.
Thanks. Yeah.
So we just saw there Pekka having an interview there with Antti. And I'm not sure if he's going to be having an interview with Cheese as well, if we can locate Cheese. But while we are just waiting for that, so basically what's going to happen now is we will be having the second heat of the semi-finals. We're going to have the second heat of the semi-finals with our 4 remaining, which, just to give you a heads up, on camera 1 will be Gesper, pilot number 2 will be Sat FPV, pilot number 3 will be Reka FPV, and pilot number 4 will be Neuron. You can see on your screen at the moment that was the results of the first heat of the semi-finals. And after, basically what we're going to do is, after we've had the 2 heats, so one has already happened, we're going to be going into the second one very shortly. What we're then going to be doing is we're going to be having the losers final, to put it bluntly, which would obviously consist of 4 races. So at the moment we already know that Yanni and Dudlik is currently in that, and in obviously the winners final is currently Cheese and Auntie. So just to reiterate, we can see on our screen now the second heat of the semi-final and the pilots, which I just went through. After this race, we're then going to be having the losers final, and then followed by the winners final. So the pilots are currently just setting themselves up. So obviously Pekka is now back with us.
Yes, I'm here.
And you had the obviously interview with Auntie, and he said about him being on his second quad. Is it quite usual for racers to have more than one quad with them then?
Yes, of course, you have to have a spare one. Usually the guys have at least 2, and some of those have more than 2. It depends on the person who is flying. Some don't have that many technical glitches, so they are fine with 1 quad, or they aren't that fast, so they don't even get to the quarterfinals, like today's 4 persons who didn't get to the quarterfinals.
You can see that the goggles are down. And this is basically, you can see now, that's basically how our pilots are seen.
Yes, the pilots are getting ready for this round.
The quads are armed, and we're
so
off.
now we are deciding who is the last 2.
Oh, had a bit of a whack on the wall.
Sat FPV.
Okay, so
down.
we understand.
All right.
Okay, I believe we're going to do a rerun.
Yes, because of the guys hitting each other and going all over the place. This sometimes happens that you have to have a re-race. There you can see what happened. The guys
goes down.
Yes. That's good that we have the instant replay. I want to have that in my life as well.
I think for some of the decisions I make in my life, that might not be the best idea for me.
Oh, you mean that you don't want to have an instant replay of your... All right, let's not get into that.
Yeah. Let's stick with the drone racing. Maybe that's better for everybody's ears.
Yeah, even though it might be interesting to hear later on what you did that's not appropriate for instant replays.
Are we talking about just the one thing, or?
Well, you decide. I don't know what you're talking about, so you tell me a bit later on.
Yeah, maybe we'll save that for another date.
Well, at least for the next event.
Mm-hmm. And so I understand, obviously, we're on the first event at the moment. My understanding, Pekka, is there's going to be 4 events this season.
Yes, we have those. Those are lined up, and then we have the season finale. Let's see what this year is going to be. It looks like the guys that are flying tonight are better than last year. We have more internationality. We have guys from Latvia, from Estonia, from Russia, and of course from Finland.
But I must say, I'm a little bit hurt that we don't have no English people here, except obviously my fine self.
Well, you are here, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's enough for us. We don't need any more. No offense, but
loads taken.
But actually, one of the fastest guys in drone racing is from England or from Great Britain.
So maybe he's just too good to be here.
Yeah, probably he's too young to come to Finland.
Okay.
He's 16 years old.
Wow, and he's one of the fastest.
Yes, he is. And well, the younger you are, the better your reflexes are.
That's very true.
And we have a slight delay because of the re-race the guys have to change their batteries, even though they have a lot of capacity in them and they have enough juice to go for another round. They want to start with a fresh battery so they get at least some kind of psychological edge.
Which we can see, obviously, they're doing now. They're setting up and amending and adjusting their drones ready for, obviously, the race so that it can be in the best condition possible, which is obviously which every racer wants.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm quite sure that the guys who are...
I hope he's bringing me an ice cream.
Oh, did he have ice cream? I'm really like sweating here. It's the opposite of the last race. There was a bit colder situation there. It was -3 degrees centigrade there.
Well, unfortunately I wasn't there for the last ones, but you're making it sound not that appealing, so I'm quite happy that I'm here.
That was a great event, the Icebreaker, the last year's final event of EDRL.
And that was inside or outside?
Yes, it was inside.
And it was still -3?
It was inside of this skiing hall.
Oh yes, you mentioned earlier, yeah. But I still think this is that was a perfect way to maybe end last year, but I think the location we're in today is a perfect way to start the 2017 Elisa Drone Racing League.
It is.
And I believe that we're actually on our second year. Wasn't last year the first year?
Yes, this is the second year of Elisa Drone Racing League, and this year we are doing everything bigger and better.
Including maybe a better commentator? Just going to throw that one out there.
Yeah, well, I can't say anything about that because I was here last year as well, so I hope I'm getting better and better. And actually, you have been a great help for me. Thank you. I'm like taking your position here.
No, I need to thank you. Like, if I'm honest with you, like the knowledge and understanding you have, like, you're helping me a million times because, like I say, I'm quite a novice to the drone racing itself, and
yeah, as am I. I'm just like winging it. I don't know anything about these things. I just lie. I just lie a lot. No, not really. I do know a bit of these things.
So we can see that they've now made the final amendments.
Yes, they have. I'm not sure if some of those changed their quads because they clipped the gate.
So they're just making the final couple of adjustments there. Nice. And they're getting into position right now. Going to plug their, I suppose, what would you call it? It's the gearing stick or like a
they're transmitters. Those are transmitters that they're holding in their hands. That is what you control the quad or the drone itself. And then the guys have those freaking looking glasses. Those aren't virtual reality headsets. Those are just video goggles that show the video feed from the quad itself.
We can see we're ready to redo the restart. We've had the thumbs up. The pilots are ready.
Arm your quads.
Guys are arming their quads. So guess what? Sat FPV record.
Hopefully we're not going to have another crash.
We have another crash. Let's see.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Let's see.
Two went down straight away.
Yeah, two went down. Sat FPV and Nula went down. So we have Gaspar and Wrecker who are still in the air, and they should take it easy because they are. Wrecker just flew. Oh, he recovered well.
Back, yeah.
Just take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
Because my understanding, all they need to do is just finish the 6 laps.
They just need to finish because if the other guy crashes, then it goes into. Let's see. Is it a re-race again?
Okay, no, I understand that he basically didn't go through one of the gates. I think that was. So we got another re-race coming up.
Another re-race. Well, it's okay. We get more for our money.
Do you know what I think it is, honestly, Pekka? I think the reason they're doing these re-races is because they just love us talking. They love us hearing our voices.
I'm pretty sure. Bunch of beautiful guys talking. Actually, we're not that beautiful. We might be handsome, but that's it. Oh, what? that was a freaky accident.
So you can see again once more in the slow motion.
Yes. There, they are going into
Boom,
each other.
there you go. And down they go.
Down. That's good that we have this slow-mo. The guys are flying so fast that you have to slow it down sometimes to see what happened.
And I think the thing as well is obviously they're on the pedestal, and obviously then they start. So obviously they have to go up off the pedestal, but not too high, because the first thing they go through is that tunnel, in which they
have to hit that. Or well, they have to hit the opening, not the gate.
Yeah.
And they really hit the gate a couple of times, and that's why they re-race.
So it's not an easy track.
Yeah, it seems so. It seems so.
Okay, so yeah, as we saw in the slow motion, that we're going to do another re-race because they collided on the gate.
Yeah, before the gate, something broke there. Or he has to change props. That's as well a 3.5-inch quad. It's a bit smaller than the ones we usually fly outside, and that's just because they are more nimble and easier to handle inside in this closed quarters.
So because there is obviously, as you can see there, damage with one of the quads, we're just going to have like a little 5-minute quick repair session there, just so that everyone is prepared and do obviously have their drone at full potential for the race. So we've obviously seeing at the moment that it's because it's live, anything can happen. And it's amazing just how these
there you can see that they're clipped on the left side of the screen, and then they go both go down. Boom goes the dynamite.
And I think it's also good as well because of things like this, that not only to maybe bring a second quad with you, but also spare parts.
Yeah, that is true. The guys have a bunch of spare parts and soldering iron, solder and wire and electronics. The amount of stuff you need to repair damage is something that, well, maybe the F1 drivers might have in their possession, but these guys, they have everything to repair the quads. And if for some reason the guys don't have the necessary items, the others will help. This is the best part of this sport. Everybody likes to help each other, and it's
regardless of competition.
Yes, it's a great community of great people, and that's why I love being a part of it. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna make our real commentator here, Jay, a pilot as well.
I don't know about
part of the community at least.
Well, yeah, like it's amazing to see the companionship that these guys do have, especially when before we started the live stream, and you see everyone in the back, and as much as they're working on their own drones and they're basically with their team, like the camaraderie between the teams and the joking and the humor and the fun, like you can tell that there's like real respect for each other back there.
Yes, that's true. They have a lot of respect to each other, and we have a lot of the common thing is that we all want to fly and be as fast as possible, and to be the fastest you have to have fast friends, and these guys have the fastest friends in
that's very true.
Finland and in Russia and in Estonia and Latvia as well.
And we can see at the moment they're just getting set up for the re-race again.
Yeah, so they are resetting.
So the pilots are getting themselves ready. The drones are in their position on the relevant pedestals.
I hope they can finish this time.
Arm your quads.
And they're arming their quads.
Oh, somebody took a false start.
Yeah.
Not sure who that was.
Does that mean we're going to have another re-race?
We'll see. It's up to the race director. I'm just commenting.
The one's down. So that was a Sat FPV.
Yeah, he went down. He crashed. He did crash twice before, so
But I mean,
unfortunate for him.
I mean, we looked at obviously the full start earlier, and then obviously the late start by the, which I believe actually was Sat FPV.
Yeah. He tried to be. Oh man, they are. Gespar, he was the fastest guy, but not the fastest anymore.
No. So now all Rekka.
Bad for him. Wrecker FPV is the one we are following, and he has been really smooth.
Because all he had to do is now understand that he just has to finish.
Yes, he has to finish, and let's see.
But I suppose by wearing the goggles, they can't see the others have crashed.
Yeah, they don't know unless they're a spotter or someone yells at them that you're the only one, and it depends on the race if that's allowed or not.
Because as well as Rekka FPV, we also have a Mule.
That was the one. So I hope that Wrecker FPV can come to the interview station. Let's see if he's able, because it has been quite a daunting task for him.
Yeah, so hopefully you will be speaking with Rekka FPV, and maybe if we do get a chance as well, you maybe have a chat with
the fastest ones.
Yeah, like and also maybe one of the previous pilots who didn't make it to the final, but you maybe thought was still a thrill to watch. So whilst obviously Pekka is going over to make obviously the interview with either Rekka or...
I'm gonna go and search for the two fastest pilots tonight, and let's see what they are up to.
Okay, so whilst Pekka is going over to find our two fastest pilots of the evening, we can now see that it will be in our losers final, it will be Gespar, Sat FPV, Jani and Dudlik. And then in our winners final, it will be Rekka FPV, Cheese, Antti. Yeah, we're just getting the... Yeah, and Mule, my apologies, there's one that I skipped there. So whilst we are waiting for some extra repairs being done, we're also waiting for Pekka to have a chat with two of our fastest racers today. We can see now we have gone through 3 heats, our first 3 heats with our 16 pilots. We then obviously just went through our 2 heats of the semi-final with our 8 remaining pilots, which now 4 of which are gone to the winners final, and the other 4 have gone to the losers final, sort of like the confederation race there. And we can see on our screen now the semi-final 2 results. So we can see that unfortunately Gespar and Sat FPV did not qualify to the final, but we will see them race again in the losers final along with Jani and Dudlik. And we can see that Rekka FPV was our fastest, followed by Neil. Now you can see on the times there, it was a very close call, less than 2 seconds between them two there. And they will obviously then be joining Cheese and Antti in our final. And I do believe that we are ready with Pekka to the interview.
All right, who do we have here?
Oscars, North.
All right, where are you from?
From Latvia.
So you came from Latvia to win this race, or?
Yeah, I think yeah.
So you have a good chance to win?
I don't think so. One of my motors is a bit broken.
And you don't have a spare quad or parts?
I have, but I don't think I make it to change it.
All right. Well, we might have to ask the race director to give some minutes for you to fix the quad. It would be a shame to have a Latvian guy without a finishing position if his quad is broken. Why do you have such a small quad?
It's all about the weight.
It's all about the weight. All right. I wish you the best, and I hope you get the quad fixed.
Yeah, thank you.
See you later.
So that was Neil there. He is going to be in our winners final. Obviously, before we do go to the winners final, we will obviously have the lose final. We're now going to go back over to Pekka for our second interview.
So, who do I have here?
Hi, I'm Rekker from Tampere, Finland.
So, how did you get to the finals? Tell me.
I don't know. Tell me, but I'm so confused now.
I'm guessing you're pretty happy. You came from the last position to the semi-final, actually from the quarterfinals to the semi-finals, and then you have reached your final place. How do you feel about the finals? Are you going to win?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. You have a 5-inch quad, don't you?
Yeah. This is Space One FPV's 5-inch racing drone type frame, actually.
So, is that going to be the winner tonight?
Maybe.
Don't be so shy. You're from Finland. You have to tell the audience that you will win.
Okay, I will.
All right. Hey, best of luck to you, and we'll see you later.
Okay, thanks.
So there we did see a second interview with Rekker, who would also be joining our winners' final race later on today. And if you obviously have just been watching our streams, we can, like I say, see just how easy it is to obviously to crash and to need time to repair. Now, I do believe that we're now going over to Pekka for another time to do a further interview with one of our entertaining pilots of today.
All right, we have Ile FPV, the funny guy. Why didn't you get to the quarterfinals? Tell me, Ile.
I think I just had to not enough flying time this year because of personal reasons and busy life. And in this kind of competition, you really need to get enough flight time before to try to get to the race, but I didn't have it enough.
So you have watched the races. Who's going to win?
I think Antti and Rekker are probably my two personal favorites at the moment.
Yeah, they have been flying pretty nicely, and well, Rekker, he told that he was the 16th from the 16th position, so he was the last one to get to the quarterfinals. And Antti did quite a slow lap time. So, do you think that the slow one will win?
I think Antti's consistency is like one good thing in this kind of type track, but Rekker has been getting his game better and better in every heat. So, I don't know. I think speed will win.
So Rekker's gonna win, and Antti will be the second, or?
Yeah, if everything goes like it's been so far.
All right. Are we gonna see you later this season?
Definitely. I'm going to participate in every EDRL competition. Next one in Tampere, and I'm going to make slight modifications to my gear. Especially if the track is this kind of like close and tight.
Yeah, you were the one who was asking that should I bring my 3-inch or 4-inch quad, and you brought your 5-inch quad. So I hope that you'll have a better luck next time.
Yes, I'm actually planning trying 4-inch props on 5-inch frames. So that's one thing, and yeah, that's about it. And lower KV motors also.
All right. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season, and I hope to see you in Tampere.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks.
So as we just did hear there from the entertainment interview there, that obviously we're in Helsinki at the moment to obviously start off our season. Our next race is actually going to be in Tampere, which is another city in Finland, another beautiful city. Hopefully the weather will be just as glorious as it has been for us today here. Hoping wherever you're listening from around the world that the weather is nice for you as well. We can see that the pilots currently are just setting up and they're actually setting up for the losers final. So just to reiterate that one more time, it's going to be pilot number 1 will be Gesper, pilot number 2 Jani, pilot number 3 Sat FPV, and pilot number 4 Dudlik. Now, with regards to obviously the losers final and obviously the final coming up, the winners final, what can we kind of expect to see that might be a bit different from what we've already seen for these 2 finals?
Well, I'd say the losers finals, the guys are just gonna go at it, and they don't care if they win or lose, because the thing is that they are here just to fly.
So this race is now more about fun.
Yes, it is, and glory, nothing else.
Fun and glory.
Yeah, let's see. They are up on the pedestals. I hope that the guys get some consolidation from their not finishing to the finals.
I mean, I must say though that, like, obviously every pilot wants to win and be in the final and that. They should be so proud of themselves of how they've done today. And we're getting our quads armed.
Yeah, Gaspari and Seth FPV double.
We're off.
Oh man, another one goes down.
Another one bites the dust.
Yes,
and another one.
Oh man.
It is literally like the song.
As well.
You kind of now want to sort of say to Sat FPV and to Jani you want to shout to them like, slow down, you don't have to rush now.
You're not going to win anything from rushing at this point. You're just going to lose.
And we're on Jani's screen right now.
Yes. Let's see, Sat FPV.
You can see like how he's moving his thumbs with the 2 duels there, just how quick and intense he has to sort of, the reflexes he has to have in his fingers, like you said earlier.
You can see the Sat FPV has a bigger set of goggles so he can see better. The screen size is larger. Actually, that's Janne who is on display now. Yeah, that's good to have view from the sticks. Janne sticks, you can see the small movements that you need to make. You have to have
exactly the precision you need.
Yes, you need to be really precise to do this. Well, good luck to Sat FPV and Janne. So Sat FPV won, and Janne the second finisher on the losers finals.
So we can see, I don't know if you heard just as the race finished, the round of applause from your stream, if you heard that. And it just shows, like I say, the camaraderie of the racers here today. They're all supporting each other. And I do believe that was actually from the 2 that obviously did finish in the first and second place of the losers final there. Just like the skill that was intense. Even though, okay, they didn't make it to the final, it's still amazing to watch these guys and the passion and the love they put into it.
Yes, we are all very passionate persons. Let's not joke about that.
Yeah.
if a single guy jokes about being passionate, nobody's gonna want to talk with me anymore.
Is that your little shout out to those women that are listening?
Yeah. Yes, a single guy waiting for your phone call. My number is, well, I'm not gonna do that.
Do you know what I really thought you were going to do then?
Well, I'm not going to do that. If you really want to contact me through EDRL.
So we just witnessed, obviously, the losers final there. With obviously the winner there of that. And, you know, that's obviously a nice sort of like a finish up for those that didn't qualify to the winners final. Now, having said that, Pekka, we're coming up to a winners final. Now, if that was me, this is probably going to be, in my opinion, probably the most intense race for those 4 finalists.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. And the guys who are in the real final, they are waiting for the final race, and they are expecting the final to be as close and tight as possible. And I'm pretty sure that the guys at the back are gonna give a great big shout out to the finalists of tonight.
it does look like it's building up to be something that is going to be an amazing experience for us to see today. Now, as obviously I said earlier, we can see them very quickly. We can actually see the back area there. And Pekka's just going to now go and have a little chat with some of the guys backstage there. Let's see if we can find him around there walking. But whilst obviously we are waiting for Pekka to go and have a chat and see what the backstage is all about, the fixing, the mending, the commodity, like I said earlier. This final, like I say, for myself, obviously being a bit of a novice to the drone racing and actually only being introduced to it this season, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing on these streams, but it has been an intense full quarterfinal, semi-final so far, with crashes, with re-races. The adrenaline that these racers must be going through is quite enjoyable. Quite intensified to watch and enjoyable in a way, because you can obviously then see the passion they do have there. So we can see now that one of our drones is currently floating around the backstage there. So you can see what basically goes on in our backstage. We can see our different teams there having discussions and basically prepping themselves for the final race today. Our 4 final racers. Maybe we don't need to get that close to some of them. Maybe that's not the best view that you guys want to be seeing on your streams right there. But just so you, like I say, you can get a gist of what the backstage looks like. And like I say, this is obviously an old power plant here. And the way that these guys have transformed it into the back area and to the main racing is just amazing. And what we're seeing right now, like I say, the mini drone, there's Pekka with that amazing smile of his. See, that's why he's behind the camera, not normally in front of it. And the tiny copter that we're seeing going around right now is called a Tiny Whoop. It's a microcopter, which you fly with goggles, similar to what our racers have done today. So as well as what you're seeing with one of our cameramen right there. So that's obviously our mini copter there. And that's sort of driven in the same way that our racers did there. Obviously not as fast that the racers have been using it with, but with the same principles implied, really. So we can see here, obviously, these lovely gentlemen here. Oh, there it goes, pops it down. These gentlemen here are the guys behind the cameras, behind the technical issues, behind the speakers, pretty much behind the scene gentlemen. I don't really need to say behind much more than that. So we're going to get obviously an overview of our course right now, and we're just going to see, like, this is basically what our racers have to go through. That's the first leg there, which we can see, and it's showing off now, doing a little bit of a spin. And then, as you can see, you then have to... That's our interview area right there. And as you can see, Pekka is getting ready to have a little chat with one of the guys. And we can see just how small it is. And I believe that Pekka's now going to have a quick chat and interview with Bohr and Dudlik with regards to the event we've seen today. So what I'm going to do is kindly... we're stuck to our cameraman's leg. But you can see the size of them now. It's in one hand, and it is quite a small drone that we are seeing there, hence the name. And we're now going to go over to Pekka for those 2 interviews.
So we have 2 guys who have been racing a lot, and they have their own FPV team. Tell about yourself, please.
My name is Gleb, and the nickname is Bohr, and I'm from Pietari. And we made our team this winter with my friend Mikhail. His nickname is Dudlik. And we have visited, I think, 5 races already this winter in Europe. Some of them were quite successful, and we are working on promoting FPV in our countries.
Oh, that sounds really nice. How have you done in your races, Michael?
In this race, it was very bad because I was first in one round, and I flew first in one round and crashed to gate in the it's B finals. Somebody crashed to me. It's okay, it's not good luck, but at least in qualification we was on third and fourth position. But another race in this year was very great. We was first and second in Turkey, in Istanbul. We was in top 8 at Malta, and at Belgium we was like, Gleb was second, and it was very good result, and I was like 7. And in Russia we have some first and third place also, because I think this is the much worse race for us in this year. Also we was in Estonia, yeah. We did some race in Tallinn, and I was third, yeah. And Gleb, I have no idea, out. Yeah, but it's a little bit about good luck, because you don't have second chance. Here is 2 different rules in FPV races. One rules names is FI. This rules. It's like 4 people races and 2 people go in the next round, and different rules is mostly in America. It's like double elimination, and you have second chance. If you lose once, you can win again, and you will be in the game before you have 2 losers. It's a little bit, it's really different format, because here you need like flying very careful, because you have only one chance. In double elimination, you can push it a lot harder. But let's see next in Tampere, yeah.
Yes, in Tampere we will see you. Are you gonna race before Tampere somewhere?
And when is the Tampere race? In 1 month?
Yes, about, yeah.
Before that, we should go to Lithuania, and probably it would be 1 race in Moscow, and we're also thinking of 1 race in Greece, and I don't remember if it's before Tampere. Yeah, before Tampere, so we're thinking of a couple of more races before that. We'll see. It depends on the time, if we could go, and I don't know, money to go there, but like always. But we are planning to go to a couple of more races.
All right, I wish you guys the best of luck, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we can see there that the gentlemen that do participate in the Elisa Drone Racing League, they do put a lot of their time into obviously other races as well. You know, it's the commitment that they do to be obviously the best. You know, more practice, practice makes perfect, as they say. We're currently obviously waiting to build up for our final. That's the grand final of our races today in Helsinki. And obviously while we're doing that, you can see obviously our mini drone, minicopter there having a little fly around there. And it's just an amazing team that we do have here from all aspects, whether it be the racers, their team, the coming inside here, obviously with Pekka, the guys behind the scenes dealing with the cameras, and it's just an amazing team that does put all this for your viewing pleasure. To be obviously able to do this is an amazing opportunity here. Yeah. And welcome back, Pekka, from the interviews there.
Yeah, it was easy to interview guys who like to speak. I didn't have to speak that much. I could rest my voice a bit.
No, I think sometimes it's a bit jittery to be interviewed, especially like a live stream.
Yes, and after a really tight race, it's not something you want to do.
And especially if you're annoyed because it was so close and you may not have got through.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the guys Dudlik and Bor, they are really great guys. As you heard, they have been around a lot, and they have visited many places and won some races, but unfortunately the EDRL series is one of the hardest ones, and you can't really win unless you are a fast pilot.
And it's just amazing to see about the drone racing, just how it is picking up across the world, globally. Like they mentioned America and Greece and Russia, and obviously here in Finland. This esport, as I would probably call it, is just making extraordinary steps and becoming a massive event.
Yeah, that is very true. We had a race. Oh man, we have this small tiny whoop quad here that is like flying between us and messing around here. That thing weighs less than 30 grams. So that's
not the ideal thing to race with then.
Well, you actually can race those, and we have races with those smaller ones, and they are like having some fun. Oh man! Well, why did I bring my tiny whoop here? Well, probably because I'm trying to speak. I couldn't speak at the same time. It's always fun to see guys having fun. They are on the balcony watching the... no, don't go there.
Maybe he didn't get enough pizza.
Yeah, he was probably hungry still. Here you can see the overview of the track that we have been flying the whole day. And it's really cool to see people from different cultures, and the cultural differences in this sport, they really vanish. There's no differences if you are from Finland or you're from Russia, or if you are from the States or whatever. Wherever you are from, you are very welcome to participate, and that's something not all can tell about their sport.
And I think that's great, is that it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter your nationality. The fact that your passion is this, and everyone, like you said earlier, is together, and we saw it backstage. The finalists are getting themselves ready. So just to reiterate one more time with regards to who is in our final, we have
Cheese FPV, Wrecker FPV, Antti and Nula. So we have a nice set of guys.
And just to
it's gonna be a couple of minutes until they start. So I'm trying to get my notes here to see their times, but yes, that's well. I can tell you a bit about the guys. They all are really fast, as we have seen.
Yes.
And it has been really fun to watch people race. There we can see Nule, Antti, Wrecker, and Cheese FPV in that particular order, starting from back. Our Antti has a beautiful beard.
Typical Finnish in my eyes.
Yeah, he looks like a Viking to me.
So they're setting themselves up now. So what you can see at the moment...
yes, they are like going through the gate to get the thing registered.
So we can see that on Pilot 1 will be Cheese FPV. Pilot 2 will be Wrecker FPV. Pilot 3 will be Antti, and Pilot 4 will be Neil. That's the setup that you'll be able to soon see on your streams at home, or if you're taking a little sneaky bit away from your work time, you'll be able to see it there.
Cheese FPV. Juuso is, well, he hasn't flown that long, but he is one of the fastest guys.
And he's from Finland, as we can see.
Yeah, near Tampere, from Kangasala. As is Wrecker FPV, he's also from Tampere. So
seems like the place to be at the moment.
No, we have also from Helsinki.
Hey.
This is the place to be.
Hey.
Antti Appinen. I hope he wins.
I was about to say we can't be biased, you know.
Well, we can. I can. You can. Remember that. I'm from Finland. And Nule Oskar from Latvia. I hope that he at least gets a podium position. There we have Nule, Antti FPV, Wrecker, and Cheese. Everybody say cheese.
So they're getting their goggles down, they're getting ready to go. It's now the final. So like I said earlier, we've gone through the quarterfinals, we've gone through the semifinals, we've gone to the losers final, and we are now ready to rock and roll for our final.
This is it.
And they're off.
Let's see who is the fastest. So Cheese went first through the gate. Let's have a Wrecker FPV, Cheese FPV, Antti Nule. All right, they are going at it really fast, really fast. They have.
Now this is what you call speed.
Yes, and now you can't really relax. You have to go at it with a full throttle and as fast as you can.
We can see Wrecker FPV right now on our screens here.
He's the fastest. He has been one of the fastest guys tonight.
Yeah.
And it's been a great pleasure to see him fly. I have to tell you.
Oh, he's just got overtaken. Oh no, he just went down.
That was something else. He crashed into Nule. Oh man.
So we've got 3 pilots down. We've just Cheese still going.
Yes, that's true.
He needs to just finish. Oh no, his camera's going. He can't see.
He has to.
He's gonna go down as well because his camera.
Oh man. Let's see.
Wrecker's trying to get back into the motion.
Yeah,
Cheese is still going. Oh, his camera's back now.
Yeah, Cheese can chill. He has.
Oh, what a disappointment to see 3 go down in such succession.
That was that is drone racing. That is drone racing. And sometimes those things happen. You never know what happens. And
we have our final winner
my goodness.
Of the Drone Racing 2017.
Won it. Jeez. Nobody expected that. Nobody. I was rooting for our Antti, but oh my. So Cheese FPV, Wrecker FPV, Nule.
And is that the order they just came in then?
Yeah, that's the.
We can see right now Wrecker FPV as he goes round, and you can see obviously that he starts to lose a little bit of the camera, but he still pulls it together. He just obviously gets taken over, and that's when we see that crash happen, I believe.
Yes, he didn't actually hit the other quad. He tried to avoid hitting it, and yeah. Those things happen.
Now, obviously, we understand that obviously Cheese was obviously the grand winner. Now, what we're actually trying to do at the moment is we're just trying to find out actually who came second and third. They're just looking back now to see who was second and third, which is why you can see on your streams.
Yeah, Cheese hit the gate. Okay, so Cheese FPV, Wrecker FPV.
So we have our first, we are second.
Yes, so Cheese FPV won. On the second position, Nule. All right, so Cheese FPV, Wrecker FPV, Nule, and Antti. Unfortunately for Antti, he didn't get the podium finish, but, well, I got to tell you, it's sometimes all about the luck.
So we can then obviously see that New York obviously is third place.
Yes.
Wrecker FPV second, Cheese FPV in first. And if we look at the average there,
Cheese FPV, Wrecker FPV, Nule. Yeah, that's the way.
And we can obviously see that Cheese, a granted winner there for obviously finishing.
Yes. Yes.
Such an intense, like you saw the speed that they went off at.
Yeah, and they crashed, and they still could continue. That's the best part of this thing. That normally, when you fly an RC model airplane and you crash, you can't fly it again until you have fixed it. But these guys, they just hit the walls and hit the things around, and they just keep on going, and that's the winning attitude. Oh man, Cheese must be so happy. He must be so happy to have won this first event of 2017.
And I don't know how you guys at home felt, but like I can tell you, when that race went off, I could barely keep my bottom on my seat. I was pretty much trying to run up to the netting to try and gear on everybody that was racing in that final. What an intense final that was, and a worthy winner in my eyes. Now, I do believe we are going to have an interview shortly with the winner.
Yes,
and just to...
Cheese FPV is available somewhere.
Now, we can see that the atmosphere in general, like, people obviously are looking, and you can see Antti there, that although that obviously he may not have won, you know, he's still in high spirits, and that's great to see. You know, still a smile behind that muscular beard there. So while we obviously are waiting to obviously get the interview with obviously our grand winner there, Pekka's off to find him now. And I tell you what, like going from the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and obviously the losers final there, that winners final was probably the most intense race that I think we have had today. In my opinion, seeing from obviously live here and the live stream we've had as well, it just goes to show as well that you may have your favourites, but anything can happen in the world of Elisa Drone Racing. We're just getting set up obviously for that interview there with obviously Cheese FPV, and just to basically see just how he's feeling. Like, if that was me, I would not be able to take a grin off my face. I would be ecstatic right now at just how amazing it was, really. And I believe that we're almost ready to have that interview with Cheese FPV, and I am hoping that he will have that big smile on his face. Like I said, we obviously are going to be in the city of Tampere next month for our next leg of the Elisa Drone Racing 2017. We've been in Helsinki today, and it's been a glorious day for racing. A great venue, so massive thank you to Lahari for obviously in Kattilahalli for having us. Just waiting to get the thumbs up now to pass over to Pekka to have that interview, and then I do believe that we're going to have our mini award ceremony as well, which is going to be by Mikko. He will be hosting that for us, and which we will be able to obviously see Mikko very shortly. We're just still now trying to locate. If you can see what I can see now, Pekka running up and down, trying to locate Cheese, because most likely he's probably out there popping a bottle of sparkling. Though I know that's what I would be doing right now. We're just getting ready to do the interview there, and you can see like the adrenaline. Get my words out in a minute. See, that's how amazing I thought this last race was. Just speechless there. So we're going to now pass over to Pekka, who is ready to interview Cheese FPV.
Okay, we have Cheese FPV. I'm going to do this in Finnish now and translate it later. Kuinka meni kisat?
No, aluksi oli vähän ongelmia, että kuvapätkiä ja kaikkea, ja mä ajattelin, että tästä ei tule yhtään mitään. Tässä sitä ollaan.
Olisitko uskonut tämän päivän aluksi, että pääset tänne podiumille ja vielä voittamaan?
En todellakaan.
Miltä nyt tuntuu?
Aika hyvä. Tosi hyvä.
Ajattelitko tulla Tampereelle lennättelemään?
Totta kai, kun mä siellä asun.
Näin mä vähän ajattelinkin. Ajattelitko lähteä tänään vielä tonne SC5 bileisiin?
Kyllä siellä ainakin syömässä käydään nyt.
Okei, me näemme siis siellä. Kiitoksia, Cheese.
Kiitos.
All right, so I asked about Cheese's day, and he told me that it went okay. Better than expected. He had some technical details and glitches that allowed him to be not that great at the start of the finals. And he overcame those. He lost his video feed for a while. And now he is really happy to have won. And I asked about his future career. He's going to be in Tampere, and I hope that he's going to represent Finland very well. He has done it so far so good, and he is going to the SC5 after party to have some things to eat, and they are going to go back to Tampere after that. All right, and back to you, Jay.
Well, as you can see there, like Cheese obviously being going to obviously a well-deserved drink and bite to eat after his victory. And it is amazing to see that even though we saw that he had the camera problem, that he still was able to pull through and actually finish the race first with technical difficulties, with camera problems. And like I said earlier, it just goes to show that anything can happen with the drone racing, which is why I think another reason why it is becoming such an up-and-coming esport across not just Finland, but the world itself. And that's just obviously an amazing thing to see. Now, what we're going to be seeing as well is Pekka now is going to be doing an interview with Rekka and Neil. I'm just going to wait for him to be set up, and we will be able to go and basically see how second and third place is feeling. So over to you, Pekka, and with Rekka and Neil.
All right. So we have number 2 here, who didn't even think that he would be in the finals. How did it go, Rekka?
That was tough. I know she's pushing, Latvian guys pushing, Antti pushing. I don't know. This is amazing. I don't know. I'm happy. Yeah.
So you're really happy to have been here, and you're happy to have been one of the luckiest tonight.
Yeah. I was last at the quarterfinals. Yeah. I don't. I'm speechless. I don't know.
So we're gonna see you in Tampere as well.
Yeah, of course. Hometown.
So do you have a big crowd back at home waiting for you?
I think so, yeah. I think my parents and girlfriend are coming also watch. Yeah.
And you're as well going to the SC5 after party?
Of course. Some beer and food and yeah.
All right. Have a happy journey back home, and I'm probably going to see you at the after party as well. And next up, we're going to have the third from the finals, Null FPV. Thank you, Rekka.
Okay, so just while we are waiting for Neil to be set up and interviewed, as you can see there, Rekka there, a little bit speechless, as I think any of us would be, to not only be in such a tough heat there, the winners final, but also to come second when you didn't even think that you would be in the final itself. It's something else. And I believe that Pekka is now ready with Neil, so back over to you, buddy.
And now we have our third guy from the final, Null. How did it go? You got your motor fixed, or?
Yeah, I did manage to fix it.
That's good. You crashed, but you still came to the third position.
Yeah, it seems so.
So you're a happy guy?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you gonna bring a few more quads if you're gonna come to Finland next time?
Of course, yeah.
Are we gonna see you in Tampere?
I think, yeah.
And at the after party as well?
Of course.
All right, thank you.
So there's Neil there, may not be a man of many words, but he is a man of great talent when it does come to drone racing, as we can see finishing third out of all 20 people, pilots that we did see today. Obviously 16 that qualified for our live feed, which we're currently on now at the moment. So a massive well done to Antti, Neil, Rekka, and of course Cheese FPV, who did finish in first place. We're actually now going to be setting ourselves up for the award ceremony. You can see on the live stream there that the people are getting themselves nicely seated to basically enjoy the award ceremony, which we will be showing you as well here on our live stream. We can see obviously some of the pilots there with their team going through like little adjustments, maybe what to do next time, what not to do, what maybe to fix, what maybe to improve. and little bits like that. Because, you know, as much as we have obviously the races, it does take obviously a team to make this sort of thing happen for each obviously pilot. Looking there, it shouldn't be too long for obviously the award ceremony. We need to obviously make sure that to obviously do the award ceremony that the relevant people are there, and our awards actually ceremony will be presented by Mikko Venio, who is actually the EDRL, which is the Elisa Drone Racing League. He's the president, without him, obviously, none of this could obviously happen. He's actually going to be the guy giving the awards and obviously doing the award ceremony itself. So when we obviously are ready, I will be passing over to Pekka and to Mikko. But until then, we can just obviously see the prep being done and the setup being done, ready. So they're obviously just making sure that, like I say, relevant people are in place. You can see Pekka there now, just obviously making sure that the relevant winners are there, and the teams are all set up and ready to go, sorting himself out, you know, making sure that he looks good on camera, which is always something that everyone should be doing right now. So they're just doing the final minute discussions there, getting themselves ready for the final there. I mean, it's been an intense day, I think, for all. Obviously, especially the pilots who took place. And I think that whether you finished in first place or 20th place, it's a massive well done to everybody who did participate today. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. It takes such skill and devotion and care when it comes to not only flying these, but building them and racing them and preparing for it. And it's an amazing thing. I believe that we're nearly set up with... yeah, okay, so what we're going to do, just before we do have the award ceremony, don't you love live streams? Before we do have the award ceremony, because it is taking that little bit longer to set up, which is understandable, we're going to have another interview with Pekka. If I'm honest with you, a little bit unsure of who he's going to be interviewing, but I'm sure it's going to be exciting stuff. So when Pekka is ready for our final one, and I believe he's ready now. So back over to you, Pekka. Oh, and he's actually with Mikko there, we can see.
All right, I have our president of EDRL, Mikko here. How was the day and how are your feelings?
Well, excellent. Today was first race of 2017. Excellent job, great flyers. It was an exciting race. Excellent day.
And how are you looking forward for the next event in Tampere? Are we going to have a better event there, or how do you feel?
Hopefully, yes. We aim to take each event, each race to the next level, so improve something every time. So far, I'd say this was by far the best event we've had. So the direction is right, and Tampere will be even greater.
All right, and next up is the award ceremony that we are going to have here. We're going to start from the third position. Can I get Nulle here? Mikko, the president of EDRL, will give you your prize.
Congratulations. Great flying.
And you can stand over here for the next pilot. So, our kind of a lucky loser, Wrecker FPV, came to the second position, and he's coming here to get his prize.
Congratulations. Great flying.
And then we have our winner, Juuso Cheese FPV. Welcome. We have a special prize for you tonight. He won tonight's competition, and he will get as well a Connex HD link, so you will have HD video feed from your quad
the next time if you are flying with us or alone. So congratulations for winning and congratulations for the Connex. Do you have anything to say more, our president?
Yeah, the first prize was a digital Connex set, so you will be moving to test the digital feed from the drone. So let's get that fixed after this one. So congratulations, great flying.
Thanks from my side as well. Great flying, guys. I hope to see you guys later, and as well these tiny whoops. And great flying, really great flying. It was fun to watch and fun to comment on. And let's see who's going to win the next race. All right, let's give a warm welcome and warm applause to the winners. Yeah, group picture. So, winner in the center.
Okay, so we did see there the final three getting obviously their prizes there. So we've got obviously Neil, Rekka and Cheese right there. A massive well done to all three. That is obviously all the racing we do have today in Helsinki. But be sure to join us next month, which is the month of June, for our next leg of races, which will be in the city of Tampere in Finland. Be sure to check out the website. The official date will be published next week, so make sure you keep up to date with that. But in the meantime, I can let you know that we just want to basically do a massive sort of thank you and shout out. I'm sure you would agree with me here, Pekka.
Yes.
A massive thank you to obviously everybody that has been obviously watching our live stream today.
And everybody who helped us create this event. Thank you so much. It had been a pleasure to work with everybody, and the pilots, they were great, even though some of those crashed more than others.
Yeah. And we obviously want to thank people obviously for putting up with me and Pekka here commentating. We hope we did a valuable job for you guys at home and obviously for the Elisa Drone Racing League.
We want to thank also Elisa and SC5 for sponsoring this event.
Exactly, and also we can't forget Grassmark for the stream itself, and obviously to Kattilahalli production for the production work. So thank you very much to you guys out there. And it wouldn't go amiss without even thanking Kattilahalli in Suvalahti and their employees for everything they've done, allowing us to obviously have the event here. The next thing up today is going to be
the after party,
yes.
The official after party at the SC5 office. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a lot of pilots and a lot of crew there. And
maybe some nice bit of celebratory drinking going on.
Not sure. I heard that there was some food there. And
well, in that case, we better get it going.
Yeah, we talked about this food earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, we want to thank you from our side. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Pekka. Until next time, we'll see you then.